Welcome to the year 2035, a world transformed by technology. A company named Bionic has revolutionized human life, creating advanced mechanical body parts for those who have lost their limbs. These aren't just replacements, they grant superhuman strength and speed. People fitted with these parts are now called Bionics, but this progress has a dark side. A deep divide has formed, with many hating and fearing Bionics, wanting to see them all eliminated. Our story begins as a man walks into a high-security bank. The moment he steps through the entrance, alarms blare and red lights flash. He calmly explains to the guards that it's just his arm, made of titanium. Satisfied, they let him pass. He enters a secure vault room. A quick scan of his face and eyes is all it takes for his private lockers to slide open. Inside one, he finds what he's looking for: 3 different mechanical arms. One of them conceals a hidden weapon. Without hesitation, he detaches his current arm and connects the new, weaponized one. The friendly demeanor vanishes. In a flash, he turns on the bank staff, his movements swift and brutal. He smashes open another locker, grabbing handfuls of sparkling diamonds. The bank's security team rushes in, but they're no match for his enhanced power. His robotic arm is a battering ram, and he easily overpowers them all. In the chaos of the fight, he sustains a serious injury, but doesn't slow down. He grabs a woman, using her as a human shield to make his escape, threatening her life. He backs out of the bank and disappears into the city. After fleeing, the man meets his brother, Tor. He's bleeding heavily, barely able to stand. He knows he won't make it. With his last bit of strength, he hands the stolen diamonds to Tor, urging him to run. As the sound of police sirens grows closer, Tor has no choice but to leave his brother behind and escape into the shadows. When the police arrive, they identify the body. The man was Atleta, a former boxer whose career was shattered by the Bionic revolution. Desperate to compete again, he had tried to get an expensive bionic arm by staging a fake experiment to have his own arm removed. But his plan was discovered, and the government denied his request for the upgrade. You see, to operate these bionic limbs, a special chip called the AIM chip must be implanted in the body. Atleta, denied a legal one, found a way. He managed to get an AIM chip from the body of a deceased disabled athlete and had it implanted in his own head. A risky and illegal procedure that ultimately led him down this violent path. Meanwhile, Atleta's brother, Tor, arrives at a boxing academy, a gritty hideout for those left behind by the New World Order. He distributes the stolen diamonds among his friends, a small victory in their ongoing struggle. Soon, a sharp and street-smart young man named Gustav, also known as Uncle Hard, joins them. Tor questions his motives for joining their cause. Gustav simply says he's sick of the way things are and wants to force a change. Gustav, with a keen eye, examines the diamonds. He tells Tor they're high quality and could fetch around $500,000. The problem is, the hackers they need for their next move are demanding a full $1 million. But Tor isn't worried. He reveals a bold plan. He can build bionic arms and legs himself, just like he did for his brother, Atleta. But this time, he says, it will be different. They won't need to rely on anyone else. Intrigued, Gustav tells Tor he knows someone who might be able to help. The two of them head to an abandoned stadium to meet Gustav's sister, Maria. Maria is a dedicated long-jump athlete, consumed by a single dream: to become a world champion and break her mother's long-standing record. Her mother was a legend in the sport, and Maria has spent her entire life training to follow in her footsteps. But her dream was crushed by the very technology Tor seeks to master. Maria's own sister, Gabby, had a robotic right leg installed. With its incredible power, Gabby didn't just break their mother's record. She shattered it, achieving a distance that was simply impossible for a normal human. Gabby's phenomenal jump only made the public admire Bionics more, leaving athletes like Maria feeling obsolete and forgotten. In a world where athletes were no longer born but built, people were getting prosthetics installed to gain superhuman strength and speed. Because of this, normal athletes like Maria were being left behind, completely forgotten. The story begins as Maria's brother, Gustav, tries to explain a plan he's come up with, but Maria dismisses him, saying they'll talk later. We're then introduced to the Bionic company, the global leader in prosthetics, run by Dario and Ricardo. Ricardo is actually the father of Maria and her famous bionic sister, Gabby. The demand for bionics was soaring. What started as a project to help soldiers injured in war had now infiltrated the world of sports. Bionic is about to release a new NIM chip update, which promises to increase the power of their robotic limbs by another 30%. Dario, Ricardo, and Wanda, Gabby's manager, are ecstatic. This update will make Gabby faster and stronger than ever, shattering records and boosting sales worldwide. Meanwhile, Maria runs into Tor, a man distributing juice to other struggling athletes. Tor tells her about his brother, a former boxing champion whose career was destroyed when bionic fighters entered the ring. Life became difficult, he says. Not difficult impossible, Maria corrects him. She confesses that she has to take multiple injections just to keep up with bionic athletes, and winning against them is a complete fantasy. Tor suggests a radical idea: Maria should become bionic herself. He believes that, with her natural talent and bionic enhancement, she could become unbeatable. Later that night, Maria sees a huge advertisement featuring her sister Gabby. A wave of jealousy washes over her. She feels that Gabby achieved her fame not through years of hard work, but simply because of a robotic leg. When Maria gets home, she finds her father and Gabby hosting a party celebrating Gabby's success. Gabby tries to talk to her, but it quickly turns into an argument. Gabby accuses Maria of being jealous, and Maria fires back, saying Gabby would be nothing without their father's help. The tension escalates until Maria finally explodes. She yells in front of everyone that the world is broken. Bionic athletes jump twice as far. So, why would anyone care about normal athletes anymore? Athletes used to be made by hard work, she shouts. Now they're made by fake legs. Humiliated and angry, Maria storms out. That night, she puts on an old Italian song her mother used to sing, gets on her bike, and rides recklessly through the streets. Suddenly, everything goes black. She wakes up in a hospital, surrounded by her family. Tor is there too. When she learns that her right leg has been amputated, she breaks down completely. While Maria recovers, the police start investigating a man named Hector and his crew, who are suspected of intentionally causing accidents to create new bionic athletes. Soon, Maria gets a message from Tor, asking if she received his gift. As she tries to walk on crutches, she stumbles, but Gabby is there to catch her. Gabby encourages her, and after a fall, Maria finds the courage to stand again. Then, Gabby hands her the gift from Tor, a small doll with a bionic leg. It's a clear message. Tor wants to help her become bionic. A smile spreads across Maria's face. Before long, Maria is at Biona, where Dr. Dario himself implants the NIM chip into her head. The procedure is a success, and she's fitted with a state-of-the-art mechanical leg. She's overjoyed, feeling more powerful than ever. She runs at incredible speeds and makes a jaw-dropping long jump, but then suddenly collapses. Dr. Dario explains that her body's energy levels are still adapting. If her energy ever hits zero, she'll fall into a coma. To recharge, she needs to sleep for at least 12 hours every night. As she adjusts to her new life, she and Tor grow closer, and feelings begin to develop between them. One day, Tor tells her it's time for revenge. Revenge for his brother, for her mother, and for every athlete whose dreams were crushed by the rise of bionics. Maria agrees, but on one condition: her brother Gustav must not be involved. Their first target is a bank truck carrying a large amount of cash. Tor's team stages a crash, injuring the guards. Maria throws smoke bombs to create confusion, but then she watches in horror as Tor executes one of the guards. As police sirens wail, they grab the money and escape. Back at their hideout, Maria confronts Tor, screaming that this wasn't what she signed up for. Tor calmly explains that the guard saw her face and had to be eliminated. To win, you have to lose something, he says. Who understands that better than you? Just then, her brother Gustav steps out of the shadows. Maria is furious. Tor had broken his promise. But then comes the biggest shock. Tor smiles and reveals that the entire plan, from the very beginning, was Gustav's idea. He's the mastermind. Gustav explains they now have enough money to hire hackers and find out the transport schedule for the next batch of AIM chips. Their next move is to attack 10 athletes who are about to receive their bionic upgrades. This is too much for Maria. She wants to leave with Gustav, but he refuses, determined to fight the system. Heartbroken, Maria walks away. Meanwhile, the police investigation heats up. The surviving guard tells them one of the robbers had a bionic leg, immediately putting Maria on their suspect list. But one sharp detective finds it odd that the attackers would risk being seen on camera. She decides to re-examine the footage of Maria's original accident. The next morning, Gabby visits Maria to check on her new leg. Their father, Ricardo, arrives with huge news. In the upcoming competition, both sisters will compete for Bionic. The company is even offering to sponsor Maria. She is thrilled, but Gabby seems uneasy. Elsewhere, a police officer questions Gustav and is stunned to see Cedar's distinct tattoo on his arm. Tension between the sisters boils over during training. When an officer tries to question Maria, she lashes out, striking him with her bionic leg. She demands to know if they've found the person who caused her accident. When he says no, she scolds him for his incompetence. Later, a senior officer reveals a stunning discovery to the family. The car from Maria's accident was registered to a man who called the police before the crash even happened. When the officer mentions her name, Gustav becomes defensive. The next day, Gustav warns Tor that the police are closing in on Maria. Gabby overhears their entire conversation and decides to do her own digging. She listens to the recording of the emergency call made before the accident. In the background, she hears a familiar sound, the same Italian song their mother used to sing. The officer said the call was made before the crash. The truth hits her like a lightning bolt. Maria wasn't a victim. She met the driver beforehand. She staged the entire accident just to get a bionic leg. On competition day, the atmosphere is electric. Gabby takes her turn and sets an incredible new record of 16.7 meters, but then, it's Maria's turn. She flies through the air, landing far beyond Gabby's mark, shattering the record and leaving everyone stunned. The film starts with two sisters, Maria and Gabby, competing in a high-stakes long jump competition. Dario, a scientist, watches nervously as the stress levels in Gabby's brain skyrocket. He tries to warn her against jumping, but she's determined. She takes the leap, but it ends in disaster. She falls face first, suffering severe injuries. While Maria wins the competition, the victory is hollow. Doctors say Gabby might never be able to compete again. This tragedy brings the family's deep-seated issues to the surface. Maria confronts her father, Ricardo, accusing him of pushing them too hard. She yells that his constant pressure, forcing them to compete since childhood, has led to this catastrophe. Ricardo defends himself, insisting that everything he did was for the future of both his daughters. Later, as Maria sits by Gabby's bedside, Gabby wakes up and drops a bombshell. She knows everything. She claims that Maria deliberately staged the accident, also she could get bionic implants and gain an edge. The accusation hangs heavy in the air, revealing a dark side to their rivalry. Meanwhile, a man named Tor learns about an upcoming delivery of powerful NIM chips. He approaches Maria, telling her it's time to change the world. But Maria refuses to join his cause. Tor, enraged, reminds her that she owes him everything. He was the one who arranged for her bionic leg and the sponsorship that helped her break world records. Disgusted, Maria walks away. Tor isn't one to give up easily. He and his uncle Gustav secretly spike Maria's drink. The substance paralyzes her, making her unable to walk. While she's helpless, Tor's uncle kidnaps Gabby and brutally beats their father, Ricardo. Maria is forced to watch, unable to do a thing. Gustav, who seems to have a conscience, asks Tor what he's doing, but Tor tells him to calm down and trust the plan. Tor then lays out his ultimatum to Maria. If she wants her family to live, she must support him. No questions asked. He reveals his grand scheme. Maria must perform a perfect, impossible jump into the Biona building, break in, and steal a briefcase full of special chips. With her family's lives on the line, Maria has no choice. She executes the plan flawlessly. She makes the incredible jump, lands inside the building, and takes down the security guards with ease. She grabs the briefcase and makes her escape, but not before the police are alerted. Dario, working with the police, sees the security footage and is shocked to see Maria as the thief. As Maria flees, she spots Tor's bike and, in a fit of rage, rams it with her car. But, as the rider falls, she realizes her horrifying mistake. It wasn't Tor. It was her own brother, Gustav, who is now critically injured. Just then, Tor arrives with his gang. Maria tries to fight back, but they overpower her and knock her unconscious. When Maria comes to, she finds herself tied up alongside her entire family. The shocking truth is revealed right before her eyes. Tor hands the briefcase of chips to his boss. Maria is devastated. She believed Tor was a revolutionary trying to change the system, but he was just a mercenary, doing it all for money. Tor and his boss are ecstatic. They were expecting only 10 chips, but the briefcase is full of them, enough to build an entire bionic army. As they celebrate their victory, Maria, fueled by rage, breaks free from her restraints. She kicks the table, sending the precious chips scattering across the floor. An intense fight breaks out. Maria uses her bionic strength to take down Tor's gang, one by one. Gabby also manages to free herself and joins the fight. After defeating the henchmen, Maria corners Tor, but he tricks her, stabbing her when her guard is down. He then turns to finish off Gabby. Seeing her sister in danger, an enraged Maria gets back up and kills Tor for good. Just as the chaos ends, the police arrive. Instead of surrendering, Maria chooses to run. During the chase, her robotic leg gets tangled in electric wires. An officer yells for her to give up, but Maria detaches her bionic leg to escape, causing her to fall from a great height, severely injured. In a powerful moment of sisterly love, Gabby, hopping on one leg, gets into a nearby car and speeds off, rescuing her sister from the police. For the first time, the two sisters are truly united. Elsewhere, Dario finds Gustav, who is in critical condition but miraculously still alive. The story then jumps forward 6 months. The police are still searching for the siblings, who have disappeared without a trace. We find Maria and Gabby running a school for disabled children in a hidden location. Dario pays them a visit, praising their noble work but questioning where they get their funding. The scene then cuts to the siblings meeting with Tor's former boss. They make him an offer. He doesn't need a bionic army for his security. 3 of them are enough. When the boss scoffs and asks who these 3 are, the car door opens. Gustav steps out, now almost fully bionic. To test their claims, the boss orders his men to attack. Gustav effortlessly defeats the first man. When the second pulls a gun, Gustav uses an iron rod to deflect the bullet, sending it straight through the boss's hat. Thoroughly impressed, the boss agrees to their deal. The film ends with the 3 siblings using the money from this new arrangement to continue their good work, finally finding their own path to redemption. If you enjoyed this recap, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more content, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.